to discuss. When it come to news, ain't no better than us. When it come to news, ain't no one you can trust. We got a lot to touch, so it's time to crush. We got a lot to discuss. When it come to news, ain't no better than us. When it come to news, ain't no one you can trust. We got a lot to touch, so it's time to crush. So it's time to crush.
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And on this incredible Sunday, well, we're here. This video goes out early for members. You guys got it probably 15 to 20 hours ahead of time before everybody else gets the video. So I'm glad, and I hope you appreciate it. I'm glad I'm able to do these things. Now, I did have to come back here, and I did have to talk about a couple of things that's going on at Microsoft. Microsoft and Xbox is giving you all these wonderful benefits, but there's also older CEOs and VPs that come back and talk about the company. We're going to talk about these things in its entirety as I give you the news, and then we can reconvene at the end to just get a broader introspective on what is truly going on over at Microsoft. Xbox fans and customers, you have won. Xbox finally gives achievements the overhaul fans have been begging for. This is brought to you by Brandon Lowry over at Windows Central. And I've told you, patience prevails over all. Microsoft has announced a series of improvements being made to achievements on Wednesday morning. With the Select Xbox Insider program, members are able to test them out now. The firm said these enhancements will gradually roll out to additional Xbox Insiders over time for broader availability coming later on to all players. What's new? Well, the core revamp is a complete visualization refresh for unlocking achievements that include new icons, animations for the classic and rare accomplishments. Notably, these will also match your chosen custom color for your user interface, which is another feature Microsoft is testing with the Insider program right now. You can see examples of it right here with the icons. It's looking like the diamond pops up with a little royal leaf at the bottom, opposed to the regular old tin cup. You know, on top of that, 2 new features are coming to achievements as well. The first is the ability to hide games from your achievement list if you want to, which may come in handy if you want a cleaner look for your profile that only shows games that you care about the most, or whatever, for whatever reason you earn achievements in the games you'd rather people didn't know that you played. Note that the hidden games will still count towards your gamer score, and your activity in these games will still be reported across Xbox. Secondly, 100% completed games you earn all available achievements in will be highlighted in your achievement list, which makes Microsoft says you get a quick, at a glance way to celebrate a full completion. This list also is being given a new filter options to make finding games you unlocked all achievements to a whole lot easier. All you guys looking to flaunt and show off your achievements that you got, Microsoft and Xbox got you, and your patience has paid off. Microsoft seems to be on a roll right now. Xbox Game Bar update introduces Game Pass cursor toggle for handheld devices. Now, right now, you have been asking for this for a long time, and Xbox is on a roll. When it comes to implementing long requested features, whether you're a console or using gaming handhelds, now it's adding gamepad cursor toggle to Xbox Game Bar, letting you control your handheld with a joystick. This is something that has always felt a bit finicky in my experience. The update is now for insiders, meaning it's in preview, but you'll be able to go over the details on how to enable it more. What Gamepad Cursor actually does and how to enable it. In a new update, Xbox is giving users the option to toggle on the feature that turns the left joystick into a mouse cursor. The right thumbstick works as a scroll wheel, while the A buttons let you click, making navigation feel more intuitive. If you're like me and use Asus branded devices like the Xbox ROG and Xbox ROG Ally, you already have an armory crate, which includes the desktop mode that works in a similar way, but the controls feel very different. As mentioned in Xbox Rock Ally Life, or who's also covered the story, the Armory Crate desktop mode can be awkward to use sometimes. Xbox mode, formerly known as Xbox Full Screen Experience, allows you to do all of this new stuff. So again, Xbox keeps sending these new improvements, and it's making the handheld experience and full screen experience better. Rodzilla, an engineer over at Xbox, is asking you, please give more information on what you want from the Xbox next console or current console. Xbox asks fans for feature suggestions for the Series X and S and PC. So I want to know, in this video, what would you ask them to do? Because we know that this experience that we're having now is going to carry over to Project Helix. So, what do you want from this project that can carry over or that you had from a previous project that you miss? I'll go first. I like when I was able to do split screen stuff. Like I would have on one screen a sports game while I'm watching it, and on the other screen I can play my actual game. So I would like them to bring back split screen mode, to be honest with you. I thought it worked well for me. I don't know about you. Xbox has a new CEO and a new mandate joining Xbox Windows 11 and prioritizing user feedback. Microsoft has all been neglecting its customers for some time, arguably distracted by partially the big Activision Blizzard King deal, and now artificial intelligence. That seems to end with 2026, with CEO Satya Nadella delegating some business operating roles to CEO commercial business Justin Atloff to give more focus to Microsoft products ambitions. Either way, it seems that Xbox and Windows are both enjoying a renewed focus on customer feedback as it is now. And I think Asha plays a large part in making sure that the Xbox customer is heard. Recently, Xbox customers felt neglected, rejected, and pushed to the side in favor for the new PC guys. Well, understandably, she wants to get back to what the core of Xbox means. And how does your Xbox experience become personalized to you? So I highly suggest y'all hit up Rodzilla over on Twitter and give your feedback for what you want. I see a lot of people saying blades and stuff like that. I don't know if those things can happen, but again, you never know. They could be in the works, and they could be something that you have a toggle switch on, and everybody's Xbox is individual and singular to them. With Xbox finally getting to where Bill Gates wanted it to be, Ed Fries did an interview over with Incepted Ghost, Luke Law, at Xbox Expansion Pass. And he had a good conversation, and y'all should go check out the video. The original Xbox was going to be more just like Project Helix, says my ex-Microsoft VP Ed Fries. And we talked about this many a times on Xbox Frontline News. But the next coming Xbox is going to be a PC console hybrid that gives us the ability to live in both worlds. I want to know, is that something that you envisioned? Is it something that seemed out of reach? But Microsoft seems to be going for the stars. I think, honestly, right now, in this day and age, we don't need closed off ecosystems. Actually, we need ecosystems that are more robust, that take advantage of the uniqueness that we have to offer, that is willing to grow with us as users and gamers in this space. So again, me personally, us going towards that whole unification of console and PC, it was always meant to be. I never wanted a closed ecosystem. I was always looking for that one ring to rule them all. So I've been actively playing a game of Lord of the Rings with video games for a long time. And this is the time, finally, we get a chance to get that vision. Now, could you imagine if that vision happened 25 years ago? Because this year, Xbox turns 25. And had it originally started where it is going to end up eventually next year, we would have been ahead of the curve. Blizzard's open world shooter could be that StarCraft Ghost game that we heard so much about before. But again, it was always a rumor. We didn't have anything locked in. Blizzard's StarCraft shooter reportedly added a major veteran. If you don't know who the major veteran is, the major veteran is Drew Murray. Now, Drew Murray, who is now working at Blizzard as of January 2026, according to his LinkedIn page. For those that don't know who Drew Murray is, he has a rather lengthy portfolio behind him. And from serving as a design director over at the Initiative, Xbox Now's closed studio, and was working on Perfect Dark, to later moving over to Insomniac Games, where he became a design director on Spider-Man 2 and an unannounced project, probably Wolverine. He has also since taken on a role as an associated design director over at Blizzard Entertainment. And thanks to the comments from Jez, we now know a little bit more about his role might entail. In a recent episode, Jez and Rand on the Xbox 2 podcast detailed Drew Murray had joined Blizzard Entertainment back in January of this year and may be working on the elusive StarCraft shooter currently in development. During the podcast, Jez states, if you look at the kind of pedigree that seems to be working on the game as of January 26th, it seems like our old pal Drew Murray from the Initiative is now working on the StarCraft shooter. I hope so. I've been waiting for this game for forever, so hopefully this game can get done and get out the door. I love new shiny thing. It seems like every week a new former CEO or former employee over at Microsoft has something to say about the company that they formerly worked at. And it's not always in a great light. Bethesda's former leader says the studio changed after Microsoft, and fans want to know why and how. The career and departure, Pete Hines served at the head of publishing over at Bethesda from 1999 to 2023 and left after Microsoft acquisition, citing an inability to protect the studio and the declining mental health. Post-acquisition critique, Hines describes Bethesda as part of something not authentic and not genuine, expressing frustration on how the studio was damaged and mismanaged. Despite criticism, he's valued his long-standing relationship with Todd Howard and reflects positively on his time helping build an efficient and well-run game developer. Pete Hines is the former head of publishing at Bethesda, staying with the company for a long period of time from 1999 to 2023. He left following Microsoft acquisition. He says it's all not negative. Hines also reflected on his positivity with Todd Howard. But Pete Hines doesn't hold back in this interview. But it's worth being clear about the context rather than directly targeting Microsoft. His comments seem to reflect his experience during the period after the acquisition. So instead of padding this out, we're going to get straight to it. In the interview, Hines states, truthfully, I think Bethesda is part of something that is not authentic and not genuine, and it shouldn't be a surprise to you. It's a striking take on Bethesda's current position. While he doesn't give or mention Microsoft here, the timing and a broader discussion suggests he's reflecting on the post-acquisition period. He also explains why he stayed on for the time after the dealing. I was staying there at this place because it still needs me. It just hit a point of, yes, it needs me, and I'm powerless to do what I think needs to be done to run this place properly, to protect these people, to maintain what we worked so hard for and create, which is an incredible and efficient, well-run video game developer. The sense of frustration that he has, let me get to the part where he really sounds really hell-bent. When I couldn't protect it, I saw it as it was getting damaged and broken apart and frankly mistreated and abused. Whatever word you want to use, I'm not going to sit here and watch this happen right in front of me. Hines also states his mental health was so desperate that he ultimately had to leave. And I'm like, damn, it got to the point where something that you love that got acquired by someone forced you out. That sucks. Now, for a long time, I wanted to be on this side of the rope. I'm not going to lie to you. I always wanted to know how video games and everything work. And to be real with you, it's refreshing seeing engineers come out and ask the consumer, what would you like in there? What's the ideas that you're looking for? And this leads me to believe that Project Helix is going to be the most unique device that we've ever had. You know how you get a bespoke console and it's generic across all the boards, across to everybody? Like you go to your friend's house and his console is no different than yours, just for except for the cosmetic stickers or whatever that you put outside. Now imagine, if you will, that you get a console and every console is customizable to that individual, to you, that makes it uniquely yours, your Xbox, what you vision your Xbox to be. If you want to use the blade system, if you want to use the cube system, if you want to use the box system, when it comes to your overlays. What about ripping music and playing music in the background like we used to do on a 360? What about the OG Xbox animation screen? What if these things and all of these things become uniquely crafted to you? Well, Rodzilla over on Twitter, an engineer over at Xbox, is asking that question. And for the first time, I'm willing, able, and employing you guys to make sure you hit them up with all your wonderful ideas. Like I said before, I want that dual split screen, Xbox split screen back again, so I'm able to multitask while I'm gaming. That's one of the things that I like Xbox Snap. That was fun. But with those type of things and that stuff happening, I again see and hear that they're listening and willing to give us, the consumer, the ability to participate in crafting what the next console looks like. And I mean, for not for nothing, nobody else is doing this. So why not take advantage of it now? Because it might become a thing where everybody else sees this work and then you can customize your next Nintendo or whatever. Now, the Pete Hines stuff is kind of weird because, again, looking at this and this interview, I'm kind of thinking that sometimes people have revisionist history. Now, I'm not in his position. I don't know exactly from his position. And I'm not, listen, I don't make light of mental health. That's one. If you felt that this job was tearing you apart to the part that mental health had to come into play, cool, step away. Get out of that way. But at the end of the day, your company was in disarray. You had to be doing bad enough in order to be purchased. From the allegations of the essays and a death that happened at the company, let's not forget that, to after the acquisition of Redfall, it was times where Pete Hines was against exclusivity, but signed deals that gave Sony year-long exclusivity with Deathloop, and a couple of other titles, and they were looking to acquire Starfield. That's how the Starfield thing happened. And Microsoft upheld those contracts, even though those contracts wasn't beneficial to Xbox. So I truly don't understand exactly what Pete is talking about when it comes to a lot of things. I think a lot of times people have revisionist history. But again, I'm not in his shoes. I would love to ask questions myself to what makes him feel this way, what leads him down this road, what makes him say these things. So again, This is Xbox Frontline News. If you got the answer, please let me know. But I go live Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I drop videos on the weekends for members. You guys rock, and I want to say thank you, and I appreciate you. We're going to be doing our next raffle for members, so buckle up and get ready. Free games is coming your way, and I hope you appreciate and enjoy them as much as I love giving them away. But what I want to say is I want you to go where game is game and win is win. And I want you to try to play the Game Pass.
I found that you can win more when you surround yourself with more winners. I found that putting yourself in the environment of motivational, inspirational personnel, people that just want shit out of life, it's addictive. You get that, like that rubs off. So my surroundings changed. My ideas grew. My wants grew.